So everybody's ready? Yes? Well, I'm going to talk about EFT. This is Emotional Freedom Technique. So I don't know if you have ever heard about it, but yeah, I hope this is not too difficult to interpret. And in any case, I'm going to talk about this technique. I'm going to teach you how you can do it. Yeah. So, good morning and welcome to our seminar. I'm going to talk about the emotional freedom techniques. The emotional freedom technique, or EFT, is the psychological acupressure technique recommended to optimize your emotional health. Although it is still often overlooked, emotional health is absolutely essential to your physical health and healing. No matter how devoted you are to the proper diet and lifestyle, you will not achieve your body's ideal healing and preventive powers if emotional barriers stand in your way. So, first of all, EFT is very easy to learn and will help you to remove negative emotions, to reduce food cravings, to reduce or eliminate pain, and to implement positive goals in your life. So, EFT is based on the same energy meridians used in traditional acupuncture to treat physical and emotional problems for over 5,000 years, but without the invasiveness of needles, Instead, we tap with the fingertips onto specific meridians on the head and chest to put kinetic energy onto them while you think about your specific problem, whether it is a traumatic event, an addiction, any kind of pain, and then we say positive affirmations at the same time. This combination of tapping the energy meridians and voicing positive affirmations works to clear the emotional block from your body's bioenergy system, and that helps to restore your mind and body's balance, which is essential for optimal health and the healing of physical disease. Some people do not believe in these principles that EFT is based on, though. I mean, the electromagnetic energy that flows through the body and regulates our health. Now it's recently becoming recognized in the West. Others claim that EFT is a pseudoscience and works according to the placebo effect. Is it to say, people are going to be healed just because they believe they are going to be healed. Other people are even scared and sometimes amused by the EFT tapping and affirmation methodology, whose basics I'm going to teach you in the seminar. In any case, keep in mind that EFT works, and there is a very high rate of success. And that's the reason for which the use of EFT has spread rapidly, and medical practitioners employing EFT can now be found in every corner of the country and world. So, I'm going to provide you with an overview on how and where to tap and the proper affirmation techniques so that you can begin using EFT immediately to help yourself and others. Okay? So, talking about tapping locations and technique. There are two basic areas to learn in order to use emotional freedom techniques. So, First of all, it's all in the fingertips, right? The first thing to understand is that you will be tapping some areas of your body with your fingers. There are a number of acupuncture meridians on your fingertips, and when you tap with your fingertips, you are using the meridians you are tapping on and also the ones on your fingers. And then you have to start tapping with the fingertips of your index finger and the middle finger, and with only one hand. Either hand works just as well. Most of the tapping points exist on either side of the body, so it doesn't matter which side you use, nor does it matter if you switch sides during the tapping. For example, you can tap under your right eye and later in the tapping under your left arm. The use of more fingers allows you to access more of the acupuncture points. When you use all your fingers, you will cover a larger area than just tapping with one or two fingers. And this will allow you to cover the tapping points more easily. And then please just note, it is recommendable to use your fingertips, not your finger pads, as they have more meridian points, right? Very important too, you should also remove your watch and bracelets, as that will interfere with your use of the wrist meridian tapping. So, then you have to tap solidly, but don't hurt yourself, right? You can tap the points in any order and sequence, as long as all the points are covered. It's easier to go from top to bottom to make sure you remember to do them all. Remove your glasses and watch prior to tapping, because glasses and watches can mechanically and electromagnetically interfere with EFT. So this is why I'm advising everyone to remove them prior to tapping. And then we are going to find the right tapping points. The right tapping points are top of the head. We must tap onto the center of the scalp. Then the eyebrow, just above and to one side of the nose. At the beginning of the eyebrow, so here. Then the side of the eye, on the bone bordering the outside corner of the eye. Fourth point, under the eye, on the bone under an eye. Yeah, here. And then under the nose, I mean on the small area between the bottom of your nose and then the top of your upper lip, here. Then other point is the collarbone, so the junction where the sternum, collarbone and the first rib meet, here. Okay. Then under the arm, on the side of the body. Then we have wrists, and that's all. So we have 8 points in total. So now that we know which the points are, we are going to tune into our problems. So I mean, now we have to know what we need to say in order to heal. So normally the traditional EFT sentences use the following setup. Even though I have this problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. I mean, if I'm afraid of storms, because I'm really afraid of storms, I have always had this problem, I can say, even though I'm afraid of storms, I deeply and completely accept myself. And this is what I have to say every time I'm tapping my points, acupressure points. We can also substitute this and say something like, I accept myself even though I have this problem. So in my case, that would be, I accept myself even though I have this fear of storms. I know that this sounds quite weird, but it doesn't matter whether you believe the affirmation or not. Just say it. And yeah, it's better to say it with feeling and emphasis. But saying it routinely will usually do the job. Yeah. Also, it's best to say it out loud. But if you are in a social situation and then you don't dare to say it loud, so that would work too if you think of it. And please bear in mind, you will have to repeat the sentence you have chosen to heal yourself every time you are tapping the different points in your body in order to the EFT to be effective. And also, it's not enough if we say it once. I mean, we have to repeat it several times and we have to do the exercise as often as we can do it. So that was like an overview. So I hope now you understand more or less what the emotional freedom techniques are about. And I strongly recommend you to put it in practice because it's going to help you to overcome some fears or some problems you may have. Thank you very much for your attention.